a KQED television production.
I'm telling you right now, I am hungry.
Check Please Bay Area is made possible by the members of KQED and by
Redwood Credit Union, community banking for the North Bay and San Francisco. Business and personal, online and mobile, plus nationwide ATMs. Banking for people who call this place home.
Sutter Health CPMC announcing its newly opened Mission Bernal Hospital with all private rooms and comprehensive labor and delivery services. SutterHealth.org/Mission Bernal. Total Wine & More, offering more than 8,000 wines, 2,500 beers, and 3,000 spirits. Total Wine & More, now with 8 Bay Area locations. TotalWine.com. IRG has thousands of surfaces in stock now. Surfaces, selection, service. IRG at MarbleCompany.com. Oakland International Airport, now with flights all over the world. iFlyOAK.com.
Hi, I'm Leslie Sabraco. Welcome to Check Please Bay Area, the show where regular Bay Area residents review and talk about their favorite restaurants. Now we have 3 guests and each one recommends one of their favorite spots and the other 2 go check them out to see what they think. We take another step back in this episode to look at 3 restaurants from previous seasons. It means traveling from Asia to a hyper-local place in Oakland and then to Europe to experience the wonderful dishes prepared by dedicated small restaurant owners who commit to feeding us their best. First, we're opening with executive recruiter Eric Reynard from Season 9, who loves Thai food. His favorite place has the perfect combination of authentic street eats and traditional restaurant dishes. It was a great surprise to find out that another guest had just returned from Thailand. She loved it so much that she visited it twice and then raved about the food. You'll find it just off Golden Gate Park on 9th Avenue in San Francisco at Marnee Thai Restaurant.
I'm Chai Sirian. I was born and bred in a family food business in Bangkok, Thailand. The reason that I opened the restaurant because I want to share my authentic Thai food so that people do not have to fly over to Thailand to get real Thai food. The recipes have been passed on to me for 2 generations, from my grandmother to me. So now I am passing them on to my son, who is going to take over the restaurant in the near future. I think real Thai food is very tasty and very healthy, and all the fresh herbs and spices that we use in Thai cuisine are natural antidotes. Nowadays, a lot of Thai restaurants have opted to do fusion Thai food, but I rather stick to my roots, which my ancestors have created the wonderful cuisine for Thai people to enjoy, and also I like to share this kind of real Thai cooking to the world, so I don't want to change to anything else.
Now, Eric, you've been going to Marnee Thai for over a decade, which seems impossible since you're only, what, 29?
No, a little bit older, but that's okay. We started at the Irving and 23rd Avenue location. More recently, they opened the 9th Avenue location, which is very convenient. We live south of Golden Gate Park. Mm-hmm. The cuisine, the elegance of the food is the same in both locations.
And what are your favorite dishes? Because you've obviously had many of them.
We generally start with the spicy angel wings, which are chili and garlic seasoned fried chicken wings that are just elegant. We've also had the Mein Kam, which is a roll-up with spinach leaves, peanuts, ginger, dried shrimp, and I'm forgetting some other ingredients.
And it's a very family-oriented spot. I mean, Chef Chai, who owns it along with his wife Marnee, or
Yes,
May,
May, right.
Really give that kind of comfortable, welcome into our home sort of feeling, don't they?
Yeah, that's part of the appeal for me. Chef Chai is now cooking on 9th Avenue. On this visit, we were served by their son, whose name is Kas, and he recommended the harmak, which was a snapper with a red curry mousse served on a bed of steamed eggplant done in a banana leaf, which we'd never tried before, and it was just perfect.
And authentic. And I want to talk to you about authentic because you were just in Thailand, weren't you?
Yeah, I spent a month in Thailand in October and November, and I loved this place.
Yeah.
It was so authentic. We went to some sort of high-end restaurants in Thailand, and it could have been just like in Thailand. And the same thing, the family, we called to try and make reservations, and it was just this sort of Thailand experience. It was very friendly, very chaotic. And the same thing when we went to the restaurant. I mean, it's just fantastic.
Did you have a dish that stood out when you were there?
We had an appetizer that was written on the board outside, and they called it hotcakes. And
so did we.
It's
You had
basically
hotcakes too.
Thai street food. And I sort of looked at it and said, oh, hotcakes, that sounds kind of interesting. It's coconut and corn kernels with some kaffir lime. And it arrives at the table, and it's these little custards in this cast iron pan, so they're crispy on the bottom and this sort of molten deliciousness in the middle. And I almost cried. I was so happy because in Thailand we ate street food every day, and here it's almost impossible to find, the authentic good street food. You get curries and stir fries,
right?
And this was just identical to what you get in Thailand.
I'm told that people from Thailand come to eat in this restaurant because Chef Chai cooks the authentic recipes.
Ah.
Great.
Did you have the same experience, Susan?
We had such a fantastic time. Thank you. We loved the Penang pork curry, which was a special. It was so tender, and you would just stab it with your fork. It just fell apart. It melted in your mouth.
We actually went back.
Oh,
like 3 days later.
That's too bad.
We went back 3 days later and had the Penang pork at the location on 23rd.
Right.
And it was amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, and it's not, I really liked it. It wasn't a soupy curry.
Right.
It was more just sort of, almost imbued into the meat. And it was much more what I was used to from some of the things in Thailand, where it's not these sort of runny, brothy curries. It was very rich, and it seemed like it had been cooked forever and ever.
Right.
Oh, it was so good.
You're dreaming about it now.
I am. I'm kind of drooling a little.
Take you back. And what about value?
We were kind of laughing after our Shea Spencer experience that Marnee ties. We will definitely go back. That was fantastic. A lot of fun.
I'm glad you liked it.
Great food, great service.
Glad you liked it.
Are you a dessert eater? Do you often eat dessert there?
It's not a dessert place for us.
Right.
Did you have desserts?
I was
Absolutely.
going to say, I think you're missing out.
Yes, yes.
What's
We
your favorite?
had the mango sticky rice, and it is fantastic. And the rice was just unbelievable. I mean, it's just a little al dente, perfectly cooked, that kind of salty, sweet, exactly the way it's supposed to be.
I love fried bananas and coconut ice cream, and I also wanted to get the sticky rice and mango, but Kas actually recommended the roti with coconut ice cream. We all fell apart. It was fantastic, just really wonderful.
I'm detecting, Susan, a streak of a dessert lover in you.
Very much so. I love it. We didn't even talk about Shea Spencer's desserts, but love desserts. And I actually preferred the roti to the fried banana, but they were both excellent.
Yeah. Eric, Marnee Thai is your spot, so give us a quick summary.
Neighborhood find, authentic cuisine, delicious spices, quality, flavor, value, wonderful spot.
All right, and Susan?
Great value, lots of fun, fantastic service, and phenomenal food. I will definitely go back again.
All right, Allie, would you go back again to Marnee Thai?
Oh, absolutely. There's no question. I probably have to talk myself out of going as often as I want to go. I just thought it was so authentic, and probably the best Thai food I've had in San Francisco, or even actually anywhere in this country.
Ooh. If you would like to try Marnee Thai, it's on 9th Avenue at Lincoln in San Francisco. The telephone number is 415-731-9999. It's open every day for lunch and dinner. Reservations are accepted, and the average tab per person without drinks is around $25. Don't forget to visit their other location on Irving Street. We leave Asia now for a Bay Area spot first shown in season 11. Dance instructor Vanya Dioniso uses the power of music and movement to help hospitalized kids heal. It's hungry-making work that inspires her to boogie on down to her hotspot, where locally sourced, community-centric cooking is the focus. Located in Swans Marketplace in Oakland, it's called The Cook and Her Farmer.
I like food to be honest. I like a good plate of food. I never want to see a small, fussy salad. I want people to come in and feel great about what they're eating. I'm Marnee Steele. I am the co-owner of The Cook and Her Farmer, and I'm the cook.
Hi, I'm Stephen Day. I'm the co-owner and the farm in the equation. Farm to table was very serious to us. We wanted our food to also reflect our own individual experiences.
I grew up at Nepenthe Restaurant, and that's in Big Sur, California. We were opened in 1949. My grandparents started that. Of course, you have this incredible view, but we also had a huge garden. I grew up eating honest food. We speak about that a lot. If it's from the ocean, it speaks of the ocean. If it's from the earth, it speaks of the earth.
And we do a lot of things with Oakland in mind.
One of the things that's different here in our kitchen, I think in particular, is that we're providing a learning opportunity, and there's a lot of hands-on training. We have second language learners as well as first-time learners in the kitchen. And we wanted to provide an opportunity for young people that wouldn't otherwise have a job.
The Cook and Her Farmer is an ideal place to gather around the table for honest foods and to create great memories. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that completely.
All right, Vanya, how did you discover this spot, and what do you love about it?
It reminds me of home. It's just a sense of cooking with love, you know, cooking for people who you care about. When I found the Cook and Her Farmer, it's just like I go home feeling fulfilled.
And Chef Steele came from growing up in a family of chefs and within the restaurant business in Big Sur, at Nepenthe.
Yeah,
right.
That's correct.
Very famous restaurant.
Yeah, she tells a story that she was born in Nepenthe in Big Sur's kitchen because it's owned by her grandparents. And so she has, you know, her entire life devoted to cooking and writing about food.
What's your favorite dish?
My favorite dish ever is the Big Sur melt. It's the best grilled cheese ever that you eat with the pecorino and jack and Gruyere cheese. It just melts in your mouth. And the Big Sur melt has shrimp. It has this little mostarda, like some sweet addition, and with the bread, it's just the best food ever.
She's like, oh my God.
I want one right now.
Jerome, what did you have?
So I went there for dinner with one of my friends, and I got the po' boy, which was fantastic. It was this cornmeal fried oyster with just a lot of coleslaw and pickle on an Acme bread. It just hit the spot on a cold night in Oakland.
She makes, like, they make everything from scratch.
Wow,
like, you know, like the pickles and everything. That's why it tastes like so fresh and
absolutely.
Yeah, it's right
And
there.
Tom, what about you?
Oysters.
Oysters, oysters, oysters.
We sat down at the counter. They brought the menu over right away. We ordered a bottle of Sancerre and just sat there and ate a couple of dozen oysters, and they were fantastic. In fact, it was almost that I wanted to continue just eating oysters. And there's a whole story about the oysters. The farmer, he went and he actually studied. So he became an expert in oysters.
You tried the sauce too that she makes?
The mignonette.
Oh,
it's just perfect because anything else, sometimes they'll serve like horseradish with oysters and it just kills it. These with a little lemon, a tiny little mignonette, was perfect.
So we also shared a chicken shamli, which is this grilled chicken pieces on a skewer on top of this bed of arugula with pomegranate seeds and this cara orange.
Nice.
And it was really fantastic. The flavors was just very exotic in many ways, and I've never really eaten a dish with pomegranate seeds in it. And it was executed with such perfection that I would go back just for that.
Just for that dish.
Wow. Well, I get the steak. I'm Brazilian, so we love meat, and you know, steak's a big deal. It comes with some potatoes and fresh grains. You know, when I had it was mustard grains, and was very was sauté. Everything was to perfection. Plus, it came with the garlic butter as well, with the combination of the grains, which feels healthy, right? Right. So it was delicious. And I also had a new dish for the first time. I had the fisherman stew, which is a combination of mussels and shrimp and a little bacon, and it was really delicious. Now the garlic fries at the Cook and Her Farmer is the best garlic fries in the entire world. like seriously, like you can see them, like you see a cooking show, you mentioned something earlier, like you're just like watching them cooking there, like they're chopping the garlic, and it's so fresh, crispy, and it's a different experience of garlic fries that you have in different places. So it's a must order if you go there.
Agreed, Tom?
Have the garlic fries, bring some peppermint gum. The kale salad here was fascinating. It had quinoa, it had carrot, it was a vinaigrette, a citrus vinaigrette dressing. It was very nice. A wee bit tough, but kale's tricky that way.
Right.
I love the dressing, and I love the way the quinoa goes so well together with the kale, like the combination that she does.
We had an interesting experience because we started at the high counter where we were having the oysters, and for dinner then we moved to the lower counter, and it was a cooking show. And we saw everything going on in front of us, and which was fascinating.
So that's the place to sit.
I loved it, yeah.
And what's interesting is even though it's in Swan's Market, they have their own reserved section just for this restaurant.
for them, yeah.
So there's a lot of communal tables that you can also sit at, but if you go to the Cook and Her Farmer, then you have your own reserved seating as well.
Oh, that's a good tip.
Yeah. Because I'm a dessert person, I did order their chocolate chip cookie, which probably was the only thing that was amiss that night. The cookie just felt very stale and almost made me wish for Chips Ahoy. But that was the only complaint. Everything else was really great.
We actually did the Nepenthe spice cake, and it was a bit of a miss. It was a little dry that night.
Okay.
And that might have just been the night. You never judge a dessert by one tasting.
You've got to try it multiple times.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
This is your spot. Wrap it up for us, Vanya.
If you're looking for a place where you can experience food made with love and joy and very tasty and very fresh and the best garlic fries in the universe, just go to the Cook and Her Farmer.
All right, and Jerome?
It's a fun communal environment to grab a bite in Oakland.
All right, and Tom?
Great environment. Very exciting, very wonderful just be able to see everything going on right in front of you and have the excitement of the crowd.
If you would like to try the Cook and Her Farmer, it's located in Swan's Marketplace at Washington and Oakland. The telephone number is 510-285-6140. It's open for lunch and dinner Monday through Saturday, with additional brunch items on Saturday. Reservations are not accepted except for large groups, and the average dinner tab per person without drinks is around $25. It's time to travel again. This time we're off to Europe and our final restaurant, where software developer Omar Magdadi from season 10 likes to go. He says he's hardwired to value all things Italian, and he's hooked on an unassuming spot featuring classic Northern Italian fare. Served up in cozy quarters on Pacific Avenue in San Francisco, it's called Ristorante Milano.
My name is Aldo Blasi. I'm the owner chef for Ristorante Milano. My grandfather from my mother's side was my main influence because he used to run the restaurant Ulpia in the 50s. And that's where the fascination started. The concept of the restaurant is an eclectic Northern Italy. We have some dishes that are staying on the menu because customers love them. And then we have, every day we have 8 or 10 special dishes. Everything is made in the house, pasta, the focaccia, all the desserts, and we have a lot of success with the gnocchi. I'm blessed with the great stuff, both in the dining room and in the kitchen. The guys in the kitchen, some of them have been with me 16 years. I want to keep all the fun for myself, making the wine list. We have about 100 different wines on our wine list. It's a real friendly atmosphere. This was started and still is very much a neighborhood restaurant. And this is a great neighborhood and our customers are really, really loyal. It's like some people come to your house and you want to make them feel comfortable, and that's the part that comes as a pleasure.
Now, Omar, Ristorante Milano it's been around for 25 years, right? And
30, I think.
30, it's been around a long time in San Francisco, which is quite a treasure. How did you discover it?
It's right around the corner from our house.
So you don't have to park.
That's right, yeah, so that's the easy thing for us. It's about 2 blocks away. When we moved into the area, we were looking for a good Italian restaurant. My wife studied in Florence while we were in college, and we had our honeymoon there as well, so it was a special place for us. We wanted something Italian.
And Chef Aldo is actually Roman by birth, and his grandfather owned a restaurant in Rome, but he cooks, the restaurant is Northern Italian, Milano.
Yeah, Aldo's there every time we've gone. He always opens the door for us. It's a great place. He always welcomes us in. piacere is how you say it.
Piacere. Yeah, welcome.
That's right.
Pleasure to meet you.
So,
yeah. And what's your favorite dish when you go?
Oh man, I go on a Monday, so my favorite dish is a lamb shank that they serve there. It's served on a sweet bed of polenta, big piece of meat with tomato sauce, braised lamb. It's absolutely delicious. The meat falls right off the bone. You can kind of see the sauce dripping off of it as you lift your fork. The polenta's absolutely out of this world. It's my go-to dish every time.
And James is over here going, let me wipe the drool off here. Come here, let me get the drool off here. There you go. Okay, he's a meat lover like me. So what was your experience when you went to Milano?
Well, actually didn't get any meat. I got no, I didn't. I got the sardines, which is the appetizer, nicely freshly fried, fresh from Monterey Bay. Not too fishy, in flavor, but a really nice crisp outside and the succulent meat. Along with a nice shaved cheese, a pecorino across the top, a little olive oil on it, a sublime appetizer. And then the gnocchi.
Those little pillows of
little
love,
pillows
I like
of
to call
love,
them.
little clouds, yes, with a tomato sauce, with cream, and what a pecorino cheese, I think that was in it. And it was everything that gnocchi should be. It wasn't like the best gnocchi I've ever had, but it was, I think
really good.
Really good, yes. And their wine list that they had that night, they had special wines that night that I was particularly impressed with.
It's a small wine list, but very well chosen. Aldo, who is executive chef and owner, is really into wine, being of course Italian himself.
Yeah, I think it shows.
Yeah, and everything is quite affordable. The wines are quite affordable.
Something to know is on Wednesdays they have a 50% off deal on wine. So if you
cool.
make it back, that's
and there's
take
some
that
great Southern Italian whites. People think of Northern and Central Italian reds with Italian cuisine. Look for the Fianos and the Vermentinos and the Greco di Tufos, right? Vermentina, what did you have?
Well, we had a number of things. We started out with a really nice Sangiovese. We had a calamari and white bean salad that was very fresh. There was a lot of olive oil. It was very delicious. And we had a seafood risotto, delicious shellfish. It had a nice red sauce. It was a little bland, but the seafood was fresh. We had a grilled mixed plate of meat, lamb, chicken, and sausage. It was grilled to, don't mean to sound cliche, perfection. We had which probably was my favorite. It was a pasta, and it had bacon and mushrooms and cream, and it was delicious. We had 3 different types of desserts.
3 desserts.
We had 3 desserts. The tiramisu was on point. It had that bitter coffee flavor with the light taste of sugar, which I prefer. I prefer a less sweet dessert. We had a persimmon sorbet, and that was nice, fruity, and fresh. We had the poached pear with Marsala wine sauce.
Marsala wine.
And it was quite elegant and refined.
Don't forget the pear sorbet that goes with it. It has that nice pear against pear, paired together, if you will. And
the pear.
Yep.
We also had dessert wine. I had a port.
Good girl!
Yeah, I had a great
Most
list.
people don't, and you've got to have dessert wine.
It was a party of 3 of us. We all had dessert wine. I can only remember mine. I had a port.
Beautiful.
It was, and it went very well with each dessert.
We shared a glass of the Vinsanto, and I just love a Vinsanto,
The tiramisu is probably our go-to as well. Yeah, I agree with that. The coffee flavor is on point. And I had the gelato straight from Italy, and it was a pairing of chocolate and hazelnut, and I have to say that was one of the best gelatos I've ever had, outside of Italy, of course. There was a whole hazelnut in the middle of my scoop, and it was
cool.
Yeah, it was absolutely delicious, super creamy.
I will say this about the atmosphere. It's a really romantic, cute place,
And it's small. It's not a large spot.
It's quite small. It's quiet. We sat by the window, lovely view out into the neighborhood. Our waitress, I had forgotten her name. I wish I could remember it because she was so sweet. But just spot on. Exactly the right kind of thing.
And what about service for you?
It was really good. As soon as I walked in the door, it was very busy, by the way, and very loud, actually. As the minute I walked in the door, the owner, Aldo, greeted me very kindly and warmly.
All right, Omar, this is your spot. Give us a quick summary.
Ristorante Milano is a place you have to go. They have fresh homemade pastas, delicious flavors. Make a date night out of it. You'll enjoy yourself.
All right. And Sevi?
Neighborhood gem, difficult to park, fresh, classic Italian food.
Okay, and James?
Absolutely agree. Neighborhood gem, classic Italian food, kind of hard to get to if you don't live in the neighborhood.
but you'd go back if you did.
If I was there, man, in a heartbeat.
All right. If you would like to try Ristorante Milano, it's on Pacific at Hyde in San Francisco. The telephone number is 415-673-2961. It's open for dinner every night, reservations are accepted, and the average tab for dinner per person without drinks is around $40. If you missed these places the first time around, we hope you've enjoyed the journey across continents to revisit 3 great spots. Now's your chance to check them out. Thanks to Eric Reynard, recognizing the royal talent of the chef and applauding the authentic family-style Thai food at Marnee Thai Restaurant in San Francisco. Vanya Dioniso, who pirouettes to her farm-to-table spot, where local ingredients shine at The Cook and Her Farmer in Oakland. And finally, Omar Magdadi, who shares his appreciation of the traditional Northern Italian menu at Ristorante Milano in San Francisco. So join us next time when 3 new guests will recommend their favorite spots right here on Check Please Bay Area. I'm Leslie Sabraco, and I'll see you then. Cheers. So now it's your turn. We want to hear from you if you visited any of our Check Please restaurants. You can post a selfie on Instagram, join the conversation on Facebook, and tweet us anytime. And don't forget to visit our website. All the shows are there, along with my wine videos and notes about the wines we drink on set. You'll also find our fun new web series, Taste This, where we celebrate food and drinks around the Bay. Cheers.
Check Please Bay Area is made possible by the members of KQED and by Oakland International Airport, now with flights all over the world. iFlyOAK.com. IRG has thousands of surfaces in stock now. Surfaces, selection, service. IRG at MarbleCompany.com. Total Wine & More, offering more than 8,000 wines, 2,500 beers, and 3,000 spirits. Total Wine & More, now with 8 Bay Area locations. TotalWine.com. Sutter Health CPMC announcing its newly opened Mission Bernal Hospital with all private rooms and comprehensive labor and delivery services. SutterHealth.org/Mission Bernal.
Redwood Credit Union, community banking for the North Bay and San Francisco. Business and personal, online and mobile, plus nationwide ATMs. Banking for people who call this place home.